right now because at the end you still have a shot at playing for it. Focus on winning out because you got Boston College on the schedule, and I hate to break it to you, Florida ain't going to roll over and die for you this year either. Win out. That's all you got to do. Win out, then we'll let the numbers play out.
Yeah, definitely agree. As we looking here, Alabama, they got Western Carolina, then Auburn, who's ranked number 14 on the left on the schedule. I know Kevin mentioned Baylor. Baylor is playing Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, Kansas State. So that's a little schedule they have to keep an eye on. But that's why, and I'm glad y'all added that in there as well. Like you said, 4 teams going to get in here. I know everybody made the gripe about Florida State. You know, they're undefeated and they should be ranked higher. As much as they have been down in games and everything like that, and everybody has been saying that their team is not as strong as it was, they have a great guy at quarterback. Now, we might not agree with some of the things he has done off the field, but he was one of those guys who you can see has the ability to bring his team back down and everything like that. Of course, there was accusation of shaving points, but besides that, and that's why I tell everybody who was watching the Miami and FSU game, oh, Miami's up. I'm like, it's not over till it's over. I done learned that watching Florida State this year. So I wouldn't be do that. But yeah, they're the top 4. It's gonna be interesting to see what's going on with Mississippi State, TCU. See what the show is going to go on. Alabama. See if they can hold a number 1 spot. But it's funny, like the AP poll is different than the college football, but there's always going to be confusion, and this is where it get chaos. It's going to be chaos around this time. So, but we'll go from there. Go ahead, Kevin.
I think we lost him.
Kevin's on the phone here. He decided to call me, so let me go ahead and get him in here. So, but yeah, while I'm looking at this here, you got Ohio State, who's ranked number 6. Go ahead, speak. We're just talking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. I got you to the mic here, so say what you got to say.
Yeah, I'll do it like this way. That way I ain't got to worry about internet signal through freaking cell phone.
You hear me, John?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because Georgia sucks for having internet signal for your cell phone. But I got cell phone calls. So here it is. Like.
Go ahead. All right, we'll go with that. So, any thoughts on the? We'll go ahead and keep it moving, and we'll go ahead and say college football. We'll discuss that more in detail. We're gonna go ahead and transition now, and I know Kevin wanted to talk about this. Was the whole Adrian Peterson ordeal that's going on? To break it down, let's break it down for let Kevin Gallman his rant here, and John can definitely add in on this as well. The NFL Player Union has appealed the league suspension of Adrian Peterson after they proceeded to do so without pay for the remainder of the 2014 season. To the new policy, the first offense is assault, battery, or domestic violence is a 6-game suspension. The 2012 MVP was paid part of his $11.75 million during the leave. Now the NFL punishment amounts up to a 14-game ban with 6 unpaid weeks, equaling up to $4.1 million estimated. Kevin, I want to get your thoughts about this because I know we had a discussion about this off the air, and I want to hear your thoughts about this. So go ahead and go on the Adrian Peterson ordeal here.
Roger Goodell is a moron. You have people in your league that get in cars, go and hit people, murder people, sign deals for other teams. They're able to go and play football, and they are not suspended for a whole stinking year. I'm like, Adrian Peterson did his time. He, no matter what people say, he did his time. Not want to go on the commissioner exam. To be able to play football, you're going through the process and all this mess. He still could have been able to play football. And then once he got through it, he didn't want to go on the exempt list. Y'all didn't go on the exempt list. Why? Because your sisters were kicking down your door, because they were all getting sick. This club, the Ray Rice situation, so damn tried to say to me to do this, to all the other do that.
All right. You there, Kevin? Because you're going in and out, even with the phone here. Boy, you must be driving through a real rough area over there. John, go ahead with your thoughts while Kevin is.
I don't see coming up on the holiday season. I don't see Roger Goodell being on anybody's Man of the Year list this year. The man has had a rough year. Peterson, he was suspended till he was put on the list until his court case was done.
Correct.
He reached the deal. He's been suspended for 10 weeks. Now they're going to have suspended for the same year. Now, about the same time that news broke, the Dallas Cowboys announced they signed Josh Brent, the defensive tackle, to an extension. Now, normally signing a defensive tackle to a one-year extension is not a big deal. Good for Josh Brent. However, what people don't remember or fail to remember or refuse to remember is last year Josh Brent was on the Dallas Cowboys practice squad and was the same man who drove drunk and his poor decision cost his teammate his life. But Josh Brent's still allowed to get a new contract and still allowed to play. I don't understand why Peterson is not being able to play. I don't understand how after flubbing the Rice situation as horrible as he did, he would not be a little more deliberate. Like if you asked me, I wouldn't have made the decisions quick. I would have sat on it for a little bit and thought about it. Because this year, no matter what happens after this year is going to define Roger Goodell's tenure as commissioner of the NFL. And I've said it before, and the statement's a little crude, but I'll say it again. If you save 1,000 lives, but you suck one dick, you're a dick sucker for the rest of your life. He's mishandled another situation. So I really don't think the NFL is ever going to recover with Goodell there. I don't think he's ever going to be any better. And it's going to be this is just another nail in his coffin. Eventually, they're going to have to force him out.
Yeah. See, I guess what the NFLPA is trying to go ahead and actually bring up is that this new policy that was in effect this year, and so this is really happening because he only played one game, and so when he got suspended, this whole Ray Rice thing was going on. That's when they went ahead and actually incorporated that new policy. So they're trying to say, well, hold up, you're trying to incorporate a new policy on this guy when it wasn't in effect. So that's why the NFLPA is very critical about this. And Troy Vincent, who is the vice president there, spoke on it, and he said that Peterson has refused to attend a meeting with the league last Friday, and Troy Vincent's actually calling him out. He's like, you got to come and talk, man. Like you, your team, your council, whoever, just come and tell us where you are. Like I don't know, just Adrian Peterson don't want to deal with this mess. He's just trying to get away, but you'd think he wants to play, he'll kind of come. I don't know. It's weird. His lawyer, I guess he's letting his lawyer kind of speak for him a little bit more. But do you think it's on AP to come out and say something? Because he's been kind of quiet, honestly.
I honestly don't think that any of these players want anything to do with Roger Goodell anymore. I don't think they want anything to do with him. I really,
where's my clothes?
I think that's what it comes down to. That simple as that. I don't think they trust him. I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, it's the inconsistency that he's been going on with so many policies recently it's really harsh, man. I don't. You're right, John. I don't know how he can recover from this. I try to put a nail, trying to figure out what's going on with what he's doing here, and you're right. He's really taking a hit. But it's some of these players. If you feel like that, it can't be just the NFLPA coming up. It's Adrian Peterson got to say something about this. So I really want him to say, Kevin, you're there. I want you to talk about this Adrian Peterson thing. You had blacked out here, so go ahead and add your 2 cents.
Okay, where was I when I blacked out?
You was pretty much talking about the Roger Goodell. So go off on Roger Goodell a little bit. That's what.
that they're doing them. And you got a guy who is missed, how many games? 8?
Adrian Peterson?
Games.
He only played one game this season. Yeah, go ahead. He only played one game this season.
Yeah, so he missed 9 games.
About right. Yeah.
And now you're going now after an executive in the NFL told you this is going to be your time served. These games you're going to miss is time served. Go and handle your court situation. And this will be your time served. And then when you come back, you'll be able to, whenever you get everything handled, you'll get everything to play. That's the reason he got everything handled quickly. That's the reason they tried to handle stuff faster. All this stuff wasn't supposed to take place until December. They moved it up, and he was able to take the plea agreement because they thought the sooner they got it done, the sooner he'd be able to play football. But now, all of a sudden, because of the public backlash, and because of your sponsors, and because of you fucking it up, when you were supposed to take care of the Ray Rice situation, and you completely, utterly screwed the pooch on that situation, now he is taking, Adrian Peterson's taking it up the ass for all of this shit because you were so inconsistent on it from the get-go. If you would have handled the Ray Rice situation the way it should have been handled, then this one would have got handled the way it should have got handled, and every other case would get handled the way it should have been handled. But instead, you're having to go case by case, which is the wrong thing to do because you're showing a precedent of you don't know what the hell you're doing, and you're just making the shit up goes along. And that's against the agreement that you have with the Players Association. What you should have done from the get-go is said, this is what's going to happen, this is what we're going to do. Once you get done with your situation, you're done. I mean, you can come back and play, no matter what. If anything, if you want to go, well, you were getting paid for all this time you were away, take away his check. Take away his check. He already got paid for the games he missed. Let him play, but take away his check. If that's what it's all about. He already missed games. If you want him to miss money, fine. Finding the money from the games that he should miss, but let him play football. You're completely doing it ass backwards from what you told the man that you were going to let him do.
Right.
It just kills me that you got two guys that in a league where marijuana is such a big issue and that you suspend people for doing it, you got two guys that haven't even got punished for it yet. And they got arrested, and they got charged for it, and one guy's in a program for DUI because, in his words, in the quote, you didn't know you could get a DUI for being high off a weed. But you didn't do nothing to these guys. They're still out there playing football. But the precedent that you're setting is a thing of inconsistency, and it's pissing me off. Just do it right. What he did, was it right or wrong? There's no way to say. Did he take it a little overboard? Yes, he did. He admitted he took it a little overboard. But if you're maybe his mama or something, don't say nothing. Do we even know about this? No. We wouldn't even know about it, and then he would have still been over playing football, and everybody would have thought the lesser of it.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. Inconsistency on how they're doing things is what really gets on my nerves, and they need to figure it out sooner or later because they're going to end up pissing off a lot of people in the Players Association, and it's going to come back to bite them in the ass.
Gotcha. John, your thoughts on him being, do you see Peterson in a Viking uniform coming that season? Do you think he's released?
I don't know. He's coming up on 29 years old, and he's going to have a year off. I really don't know what's going to happen with Peterson. I see him being back in the league. If it's in Vikings purple and gold, I don't know. I think he should be back in, honestly, right now. I'm kind of with Kevin on it. There's no set rules. It's like this dude's like wing. Roger Goodell seems to be winging it. But does he come back to Minnesota? I don't know. It depends on what they have to offer him. Minnesota.